Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, the housekeeping notes. All the product I'm using and all the dimensions are listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of the products and help support my channel. There's a link to our Facebook group. We love to have you join that. There is my email address if you have any questions. And finally, remember to like, share, and subscribe and help me grow in YouTube world. We're going to be playing with Adventurous Skies, who's at the time of filming was still available on the last chance list because it is leaving us. When I looked on the list, the paper's staying though, which is nice. But this is leaving, so I wanted to play with it one more time. That's what I've been doing for the last week and this week's playing with things I really like. So we're going to play with this. And I'm going to show you what we're making, but we're going to bring in, this is a strange combination. We're going to bring in Storybook Friends because I decided my plane needed something in it, flying it. So I'm going to use this bunny, but you could use any of the creatures or you could use one of the punch outs. But I decided to use that bunny. So let me show you what we're making. Little plane on our envelope. And here is his to my friend. And I've used the postage stamp die here, which is carrying over, to make my little bunny fly by. And he says, to my friend, flying by to say hi. I just thought it needed something in there. And if you didn't have storybooks, you know, you could put a dinosaur in there too. The dinosaurs are carrying over. You could put a dinosaur in your plane if you wanted. Or you could leave, without anything in it too. But I thought it was very cute. And the person I know I'm sending this to will get a great kick out of that. So let's do some stamping. And then we will do some die cutting. So we're going to need our stamping mat for part of this. This part we'll do first. We are using Memento, Night of Navy, Boho Blue, and Misty Moonlight. Boho Blue is retiring. If you haven't got it, get to the store right away and buy it before it's gone. Don't forget the ink refill and extra paper. These are while supplies last, and they're disappearing quickly. So I'm going to stamp the bunny in Memento. And, ooh, I did a very bad job. I didn't get enough ink on his bow. Let's try him again. That's much better. He was a little light in the center here. I want him darker. So that's all we need the mat for. So for our label, which I know I just had the label here a minute ago. There it is, sitting on the inside piece. So for this, we're going to take Boho Blue. And we're going to take this little plane. This is the tiniest one. And we're going to stamp it right inside there. And then I'm going to grab Night of Navy. I think that's the color I used, but that's what we're using today. Night of Navy. I'm going to go right through the center. Oh, I know what I was supposed to do. It doesn't look, I guess it looks okay. I'm going to do it one more time. I was supposed to stamp the Boho Blue off, and I forgot. So we'll stamp that right over there. Stamp your Boho Blue off. That looks better. It's not as dark. You don't want it too dark. And then we'll redo this. So stamp off the plane on the postage. I'm doing a great job, aren't I? Well, we're going to use the darker one today. Stamp it off, but I don't mind that darker one. I think it's sort of nice. So it's either stamp it off or don't. I'm going to go with that one. Sometimes you just change your mind. For the inside, we are going to stamp our Sentiment in Night of Navy. And I'm going to put that right about there. And now we're going to switch to Misty Moonlight. You could also use stamped off Misty Moonlight if you wanted to. But I sort of like the boho dark. Actually, it's growing on me. It really is. The more I look at it, the more I like it. I need to clean off my plane, my little plane. I gotta see what I did on the inside. Yeah. Misty Moonlight, we're gonna put the small plane up here. And this is the medium-sized plane. Just like that. There's still plenty of room to write. Unless you want to get real wordy, then you can put something on the back. So that should be all the stamping we need. So we'll keep that. So let's get him colored real fast, then we can do all the die cutting at one time. I am only using 3 colors. I'm using Petal Pink Light, Smoky Slate Light, and Boho Blue Light. Let's get rid of the bad bunny. And I'm using the Petal Pink. I'll hold this up for you. My camera is not playing well when it comes to moving it around today. That's the Petal Pink. It's not really the camera. What it is the apparatus, the tripod that holds my camera in place is broken. I found that out this morning. It's currently duct taped together. I was getting ready to film and the whole piece fell off in my hand this morning. I'm going to leave his belly white. I'm going to come down a little ways down here because I know we're going to cut him off. We don't need to go clear to the bottom. Trying to see how he was. And I do a little bit here. I'm going to cut off part of him, so I don't need to go all the way out there. But if you're unsure where you're going to be setting him, color the whole thing. Doesn't take but a minute or two. And the light boho blue. Like that. Okay, we are ready to die cut. Move these out of the way. And we'll get little Cranky up here. I call him Little Cranky. It is the mini cut and boss machine. He's a little cranky, and the big one's Otto, if you have not joined my channel before. They have names. He got named Little Cranky when I first got him because I could not figure out how to get the plates to work right. And you cannot leave all the plates flush. When you send it in, you cannot leave them like that. It won't go through. You've got to stagger the plates. So I've left about a ½ inch there. We'll grab the bunny and the bunny die. And we'll grab a little piece of tape on this. Get him all lined up in there. And put the other plates. I have the plates stacked like this. And you do that, it goes through really nicely. But that's how I got a name, Little Cranky. Is when I first got this, I couldn't get it to work right. And I finally figured it out. So there's our partially colored bunny. Next, we need some Misty Moonlight. Now we're going to cut out, this is the inside, or the base of the fuselage of our plane. So it's the more solid piece. We'll get him out of there in a second. And then I have, this is the outside. Ooh, I left some pieces in. I broke my own rule. Hang on. When I cut the other one out, I forgot to take all the pieces out. Always take the pieces out before you start. Put them away. So this is the struts and the outside piece. And then there is a secondary piece, which gives you two little propellers. I'm gonna set that right there. And we're gonna run that through. And that is all the die cutting. You could use the plain where the big one, because there's a die for it. You could use the one where you color, but he won't fit in as well to the, there's my propellers. I'm gonna set them over in the dish so I don't lose them. I already lost one. I didn't think I'd have to cut the propellers again because I saved one because we're only using one of them. But I mislaid it. But if you poke on here, you'll find the one that releases it. And like I said, there's a few pieces that didn't come out right here. And be careful if you're using your pokey tool that you don't poke yourself, because this is very sharp. But there's a few pieces coming out through the struts there. Oh, and one more up here. So there's that piece. I'll come back and get all those out before I put it away. And put that away so I don't lose it. And here's the main fuselage of our plane. It comes out really nice. And you can see all the design in it. It's really nice. Now I'm going to show you how difficult this is to put together. You notice I'm joking about this when I'm saying how difficult it is. It's not difficult at all. It is the easiest thing in the world. When I first got it, I was like, is this going to be hard? And I'm like, no, it's not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my plane and I'm going to put it here. So we only want to put glue, right, like right here, a little on the wheels, and this, not this piece here, not this piece, but on this piece, because this is going to come over and sit like this. You're putting glue on this, here, and a little bit on the wheels. This is where glue really pays. You just want a little bit, you don't need a lot. I'm just putting little dots around the wheels here. And back on this back one here. Not on this one. Then you're going to put this in here like this. I find it easier to hold in my hand. Line up the bodies here. You can see where they go, very easy. Line this up. I got a little glue off, that's okay. Give it a little press. Still a little off. There's a little glue back there, but it'll dry clear and we'll be fine, or you can clean it off, but it's right like that. Like I said, it's very difficult. Then you're going to take one of, you could put both on there, but I'm only putting one, your propeller. You're going to put that right in where it goes on the little circle there. And I've left mine sticking out this way, so you can see it sticking out. So we'll set that off to the side. Planes all together. That's it. Okay. So let's build this card. Oh, I'm not done. I forgot the envelope. I think it was Misty Moonlight. I don't know what color I did the other one, but I forgot to put the plane on the front. He's going to be Misty Moonlight. I put the little one. Okay. So I am using, and if you wanted to know which postage die that was, it's in this little nest here. It's this one right here. It's the one I used. Okay, so here's our card base. This is a side fold. This is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, and burnished. go ahead and put the inside piece in. I'll show you this before the bunny's one of the last things you put together in here, so I'll show him without the bunny. If you don't want to use a bunny, you don't have to. Or use something else that you have. I just thought it would be sort of fun. And this is a piece of the what's it called? Take to the Skies? Yeah, Take to the Skies. I think, yeah, Take to the Skies. I had to make sure. DSP. Yep, I'm going to miss Boho Blue. I can tell you that much. I'll put that there. And we set everything over here. So what did I do? Oh, there it is. With our little symbol. And we're going to put this up on dimensional as well. I didn't put those in very good. I'm going to put one more over here. I don't want it coming up. And then we'll put some on the body here. One back here, and then I'm going to grab a couple little ones, or you could cut the big ones. But I do like these little ones for little spaces like this. Now, we're not doing the dimensionals on the bunny yet, because we need to fit him in there right before we put any dimensionals on. Excuse me. Woke up a little sniffy this morning. It's actually allergies. It's that time of year. Okay, so I'm putting it on like a postage stamp. Then we have our airplane. And I want him sort of tilted, about like that. So this is what it looks like before. I haven't put the, well, we could put the bling on it. I was thinking about changing to the gray, but I'm going to stick with the blue. These are the Opal Rounds Assortments. They are not going anywhere either. And I'm going to use, put a large one there. And a medium one there. And a littler one. All right about there. So this is what it would look like without a bunny, okay? But, grab my snips. You need to put him in, you know, so far that you can see him, but he's not sticking out too much. So I need to cut off a little bit. About like that. Just cut his body off. There. So he sits about like that. A little straighter. And I'll put a couple dimensionals on him. And a couple minis. That one fell right out of my hand the right way. That's unusual. Usually falls someplace else you don't want it. Like I said, you don't have to put a bunny in here. You could just leave it just like that. But the person I'm making this for will get a good kick out of it. Actually, the two people I'm sending it to. And I'm going to set him up about like that. And that is my card. I think it's a very nice card. It could go for a female as well, but I did actually make this for a man. So, thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, and everybody have a wonderful day.